Hey guys! So in your last class, you guys drew your succulent garden. And so what we're going to do now is highlight a few areas. So you can see where basically I have all of the neon colors. Those are all highlighted areas. Now to do that, I'm going to be using a mixture of quick sticks and oil pastels. You could do the same exact thing though with crayons. Just color really dark and nice and hard. That way, if you are going to use paint, the paint you can paint right on top of the crayon and it won't stick because the crayon is made of wax. So the quick sticks are very much like the same thing. Like you'll be able to paint over them and not have to worry about messing anything up. So all I want you to do in this step is simply just create some highlights. So like I'm just picking a side of my echeveria plant and I'm just adding some color in. There is no right or wrong here. This is just to bring in some more color and a different texture to your piece without it all just looking like watercolor. So I'm going to take some oil pastels. I'm just going to color. It might look the same on camera, but this is actually like a darker pink. So I'm just highlighting the other side. So the point here is not to color everything in, because we're going to be painting it. Now, if you don't plan on painting, you can still highlight and then use a different material for the rest of the coloring. So for example, if you use crayon right now, maybe you color the rest in color pencil. Or if you're using marker right now, then maybe when we get to the painting part, you do the rest in crayon. So that way you still have the texture, but you're just doing it with different supplies, which is totally fine. So I'm going to take this light green quick stick and highlight my cactus. And then I'm going to do the same to my aloe plant. We were talking last time how my son always touches the cactus that we have. But truth be told, aloe can get really sharp too. Because we have a few of them. And there's one in particular, it must be like a different kind of species, that gets very sharp. Like super sharp. And then I'm going to take this light purple and put some up here, right there, and then down here we'll put a little bit on our pot. Just line it with a little bit of a darker orange, which will help that neon to pop a little more too. Let's do some blue. I'm going to pop a little pink. And then around the circles, I'm going to do neon oil pastel. And then let's do some purple oil pastel on the table, just to highlight these little stripes. All right, my friends, once you've got it highlighted, you are going to do the rest. So for mine, I'm going to be doing paint, but you could certainly use whatever you have at home. Just make it something, a different kind of material than what you just used. So let's see here. I'm going to switch, put the cool. I have my palette set up like cool and warm colors. If you were in our school last year and actually had me as a teacher, you'll be familiar with that. I always separate the colors. I think it just makes it a little neater. And then you know how many colors, how many different colors you have. Because I always like add some like the intermediate colors, like those mixed colors like lime green and like magenta and those colors that normally aren't in the palettes. I add them into our palettes at school here. But honestly, all of those colors you can make with like your most basic paint palette just by mixing the colors. So to get lime green, you would mix your yellow and your green. And that's going to give you that brighter green. I had a bedroom this color growing up. I was just telling another grade level that, and like how brave my mom was for letting me paint my bedroom that color. Because that takes a lot of coats to cover up when you no longer want it lime green. And there will come a day. My bedroom was all kinds of colors though. I think first it was purple, then it was like pink, then it was this peachy color, then it was bright green, and then it was like a darker green. I told you. I painted it a lot. My parents would basically like help, but usually it was just me painting it. Now Echeverias, and some of them are like pinkish, but they have a little bit of green. So I'm just adding some of that green in there. And it's cool because like with these plants, with some of the types of species, you can like, if you leave them outside in the sun, you can actually change their color. They'll start to get like a pinkish red color. It's basically like sunburn, but it doesn't like hurt them, which is really interesting. Let's get purple up here. Since we have that brighter purple, I'm gonna put this darker purple in there. So then we have some contrast, that difference that we like in art. Alrighty. Let's paint our pot. Let's do yellow in here. And I love when you use the quick sticks and oil pastel because you can literally just go right over it without fear of messing it up. Which honestly, everyone worries about too much to begin with. So just come in, have fun. If you're not having fun, I'm not having fun. All right, and let's paint. We don't have any actual, like, just red. So let's do some red in here. Alright, and then for my table, I'm going to do, I think, some blue and some green. Put blue in there. Alright, and my background. I'm going to go from like light to dark hot colors. So these ones right here. And we're going to start with yellow and we're just going to blend them. Think artsy sunset. what we're going for. Do some of the red orange here. I'm just keeping my colors nice and wet as I'm applying them, so that way they can still mix together with the previous color. Like when I put on a new color, I go back to the color that was just on it before and put more of that color. Keep my brush nice and wet, moving in a circle, so that way all of the colors just blend really nicely together. And we're doing the same over here, guys. Same process. In the last section, we're getting our red orange in here. And that magenta. All right, my friends. Voila. I can't wait to see yours. Have fun, take your time, make it beautiful and amazing. Bye, guys.